Think you've seen crazy? Think again. These aren't superheroes or circus freaks, just normal people who broke records so bizarre, you'll wonder if humanity has lost its mind. This countdown will leave you laughing, cringing, and gasping. Wait, that's possible? Number 15. Gözde Doğan. In February 2024, Milan, Italy, a Turkish woman in workout shorts steps up with a pile of watermelons. The crowd isn't sure what's about to happen, but within seconds, jaws hit the floor. Gözde Doğan grips a melon between her thighs, flexes, and boom, the thing explodes like it owes her money. One after another, 5 giant watermelons are obliterated in 60 seconds flat. That's right, she holds the record for most watermelons crushed between the thighs in 1 minute. The best part? Gözde isn't some bodybuilder or action star. She's just a fitness enthusiast who trained her legs to the point where fruit stands tremble in her presence. Number 14. Charles Osborne. Now, let's rewind to a story that sounds like a medical prank gone too far. In 1922, Charles Osborne was weighing a hog on his farm in Iowa when his diaphragm muscle slipped. What followed was something no doctor could have predicted. A case of hiccups that never stopped, not for a day, not for a year, but for 68 years. Charles hiccuped continuously from 1922 until 1990. Do the math. That's roughly 430 million hiccups in one lifetime. Doctors tried everything from sedatives to hypnosis, but nothing worked. Charles simply lived with it, married twice, had 8 kids, and worked like normal, all while hiccuping up to 40 times per minute. Finally, after nearly 7 decades, the hiccups just stopped. Imagine the relief of your first silent day in 68 years. And the kicker? He passed away a year later, hiccup-free, as if life said, "Okay, buddy, you earned your rest." Number 13. Leah Shutkever. When it comes to eating records, no one even comes close to Leah Shutkever. She's basically Guinness's resident food assassin. In 2024 alone, she downed 500 grams of mozzarella in 62 seconds. That's half a kilo of chewy cheese gone before you could grab the grater. And if that wasn't enough, she also polished off half a kilo of chicken nuggets in under 3 minutes. Watching Leah eat is like watching someone speed run through life. She's not a giant athlete or a gimmicky competitor. She's an ordinary-looking woman who's turned eating into a precision sport. On YouTube, her clips rack up millions because the food just vanishes. No struggle, no pause, just smooth, machine-like rhythm. She holds dozens of Guinness titles across everything from burgers to burritos, proving she's not just a one-record wonder. Leah Shutkever has turned the dinner table into her personal Olympic arena, and honestly, the rest of us never stood a chance. Number 12. Roy C. Sullivan. If lightning has ever scared you, meet the man who treated it like a recurring nuisance. Roy C. Sullivan was a Virginia park ranger with the uncanny misfortune of being struck by lightning. 7 times. 7. The first hit burned a hole in his hat. Another set his hair on fire. Once, his eyebrows got seared off. Another time, his toenail was blown clean off. Each strike should have been fatal, but Roy survived them all, earning him the nickname, the Human Lightning Rod. And here's the strangest detail. After the 7th strike, Roy carried a bucket of water in his car at all times, just in case he caught fire again. Number 11. DonnaJean Wilde. Now, meet the Canadian grandmother who made fitness history at age 58. DonnaJean Wilde isn't a celebrity trainer, but in March 2024, she set the Guinness World Record for longest female plank hold. That's right, the dreaded plank, the ab exercise that makes most people collapse in 90 seconds. DonnaJean held it for 4 hours and 30 minutes straight. Think about that. 4.5 hours balancing on your elbows and toes, back rigid, abs screaming. And she did it not in her 20s, not even in her 40s, but at 58. Her secret? A lifetime of consistency and what she calls mental toughness. When asked how she endured the pain, DonnaJean said she focused on gratitude for her health, her family, and her body's strength. So next time you're trembling during a 30-second plank, just remember, somewhere out there, a Canadian grandma could plank you under the table. Number 10. Aliia Nasyrova. At first glance, you'd think she's just another woman with long hair. Then she turns around, and suddenly you realize you're looking at something out of a fairy tale. Aliia Nasyrova, born in Latvia and now living in Slovakia, is often called the real-life Rapunzel. In 2024, Guinness confirmed her hair measured an astonishing 257.33 centimeters, which is over 8 feet long. Her hair is so long it brushes the floor behind her, and in videos, you can actually see her bundling it up like a coil of golden rope. Washing it isn't a matter of minutes. It's a full-day operation. She dedicates a whole room in her home just to dry it properly. And while most of us get annoyed when our hair catches on a jacket zipper, Aliia has to constantly protect hers from doors, furniture, and even strangers who can't resist touching it. Watching her braid is mesmerizing, like seeing someone weave silk rope. She says her hair is her crown, and honestly, Rapunzel herself would probably be jealous. Number 9. Adam Sandel. If you saw him in a lecture hall, you'd never guess his secret. Adam Sandel is a Harvard law lecturer, calm, scholarly, and more at home surrounded by books. But give this man a pull-up bar, and suddenly you're looking at a human machine. In 2024, Adam broke the Guinness World Record for the most pull-ups in 1 minute, an incredible 77. To put that into perspective, most gym-goers can't manage more than 10 before collapsing. Even athletes might max out around 20 or 30. Adam? He ripped through 77 in 60 seconds, looking more like a piston than a professor. The internet went wild when Guinness uploaded his attempt. It was surreal, a soft-spoken academic suddenly turning into Professor Pull-Ups. The secret, he said, was a mix of strength training and sheer mental focus. He treats each rep like solving a puzzle. The craziest part? After his record, he calmly walked off stage. No flexing, no drama, like he just finished grading papers. Number 8. Helen Williams hair, but make it Guinness. That's Helen Williams' world. In 2024, this Nigerian wig maker stunned the globe by creating the widest wig ever, stretching an almost unbelievable 3.65 meters across. For scale, that's wider than a Mini Cooper. Imagine trying to fit through a doorway with that on your head. But Helen isn't about cheap gimmicks. She's a professional who already held the record for the longest handmade wig, so this new crown was a step up in scale and ambition. Watching her move in that wig is both hilarious and mesmerizing. It sways, it bounces, and it's so wide you wonder if she needs wing mirrors. She says her wigs are about creativity, culture, and pushing boundaries, but the internet also has its fun. Imagine taking this thing on a windy day, one comment joked. Guinness clips of Helen went viral, not just because of the wig's size, but because she wore it with absolute confidence. And that's the magic. Helen made big hair energy literal. Number 7. Dalibor Jablanovic. Some records are about strength, others about speed. Dalibor Jablanovic's pure balance and sheer absurdity. In 2013, he set the Guinness record for the most spoons balanced on the face, managing to stick 31 spoons across his cheeks, forehead, and chin, all at once. The sight is both hilarious and bizarre. He looks like a living refrigerator magnet. The trick, he says, isn't glue or suction. It's micro-balancing and steady breathing. Each spoon has to be positioned perfectly so that the weight distribution doesn't collapse the whole setup. Videos of Dalibor standing calmly, face shimmering with silverware, are Guinness gold. It's not athletic, it's not dangerous. It's just one of those records that makes you laugh and think, who even thought of this? And that's exactly what Guinness is about. Celebrating the weird, the whimsical, and the wonderfully pointless. Dalibor didn't just set a record, he gave us one of the funniest Guinness visuals of all time. Number 6. Cillian O'Connor. He's only a teenager, but he's already fooled more people than most adults could dream of. Cillian O'Connor from Ireland made headlines in 2024 when he set the Guinness World Record for the most magic tricks performed in 1 minute, rattling off 23 tricks in just 60 seconds. Imagine a blur of cards, coins, scarves, and props flying in and out of his hands so fast that even the judges could barely keep up. On video, it almost looks like editing, except it's all real. Cillian's speed and precision come from years of practice. He's been obsessed with magic since he was a little kid. Guinness crowned him as one of the Young Achievers in their 2025 book, and clips of his performance keep racking up views online. What makes it so special is that you can see his joy bursting through with every trick. While other teens are glued to their Xbox, Cillian was busy becoming Ireland's wizard in training. Number 5. Budimir Šobat. Some people panic when they hold their breath for 30 seconds in a pool. Budimir Šobat, a Croatian freediver, casually decided to stretch that into world record territory. In 2021, he stunned the Guinness judges by holding his breath for 24 minutes and 37.36 seconds without surfacing once. That's nearly half an hour without oxygen. To get there, Budimir hyperventilated with pure oxygen beforehand, lowering the carbon dioxide in his body. But even then, your mind rebels long before your body gives out. Watching him in the tank is eerie, silent, motionless, with people timing every second. The crowd erupted when he finally surfaced, breaking the record and proving the limits of human endurance aren't even close to being written. Budimir isn't a superhero. He's a normal man who trained his body and mind to stay calm while every instinct screamed for air. And that's what makes it chilling. Number 4. Michel Lotito. If you thought Budimir's feat was hard to swallow, wait for this one. Michel Lotito, a French entertainer known as Monsieur Mange-Tout, Mr. Eat-All, turned eating into a record unlike any other. What did he eat? Not food, metal, glass, plastic. Over his lifetime, he consumed 18 bicycles, 15 shopping carts, 7 TVs, 6 chandeliers, 2 beds, skis, and even an entire Cessna light aircraft. Yes, a literal airplane. Doctors studied him for years. His stomach lining was unusually thick, allowing him to crunch and digest materials that would shred a normal person's insides. He'd cut objects into bite-sized chunks, mix them with oil or water, and down them like a snack. Videos of him calmly chewing glass bottles or sawing off parts of a bicycle to eat are legendary. Michel passed away in 2007, but no one has come close to matching his bizarre record. His story isn't just about Guinness, it's about redefining the word edible. Number 3. Ruan Liangming. If you have a fear of bees, you may want to skip this one. Ruan Liangming from China broke one of Guinness's most horrifying records, the heaviest mantle of bees. In May 2014, he covered himself with 637,000 bees, including about 60 queens, weighing a staggering 63.5 kilograms, roughly the size of a grown man made entirely of buzzing insects. Watching the footage is like staring into a nightmare. He stands calmly, cigarette in his mouth, as wave after wave of bees are poured onto him until he looks like a living hive. His secret? Years of experience handling bees and a mindset so calm it borders on superhuman. He walked away with hundreds of stings, but alive and smiling. Guinness confirmed it as a record, and the internet confirmed it as nightmare fuel. Ruan proved that while most of us swat at a single bee in panic, some people can literally carry 500,000 on their shoulders. Number 2. Kim Goodman. Some people raise their eyebrows in surprise. Kim Goodman takes that to a level that'll haunt your dreams. This Chicago woman holds the Guinness record for the farthest eyeball pop. Yes, you heard that right. She can literally pop her eyeballs forward from their sockets to a distance of 12 millimeters. Guinness measured it officially in 2007 using a device called a proptometer. In photos and videos, her eyes bulge forward like something out of a cartoon. Yet, she insists it doesn't hurt at all. Some records make you laugh, others make you gasp. Kim's makes you cover your own eyes and whisper, nope. Number 1. Darren, Professor Splash. Taylor. What would you call a man who dives from nearly 40 feet into kiddie pool water? Insane? Brave? Guinness calls him a record holder. Darren Taylor, better known as Professor Splash, set the Guinness World Record in 2014 for the highest shallow dive, leaping from 11.56 meters, that's almost 38 feet, into a pool only 30 centimeters deep. Think about that. He dove from the height of a 3-story building into water barely up to your shin. The margin for error? 0. Too flat, he'd break bones. Too steep, he'd slam into the bottom. But Darren perfected his belly flop technique so that when he hit, the impact spread evenly across his body. The crowd gasped, judges leaned forward, and then splash. He surfaced, alive, victorious, and holding one of the most nerve-shredding Guinness titles ever. Watching it online is equal parts comedy and terror. You laugh at the ridiculous setup, then instantly clutch your chest as he falls. Professor Splash didn't just break a record, he proved that sometimes the craziest feats are the ones no sane person would ever attempt. So there you have it, 15 normal people, 15 absolutely insane records.